welcome to Not One Trace.
Not One Trace!
Leave no what?
Leave no trace. It's a set of principles that everyone should know before they go hiking.
Not just hiking backcountry, Ben. Many different users of the land, including bikers, skiers, runners, hunters, and anglers, should all know and use the 7 principles. What should you do before setting out on an adventure?
Always make sure to tell someone where you're going or leave a note.
Does checking if the trail is open count?
Both are a great starting point to ensure a successful and safe adventure. Let's dive into this a little deeper.
Got all of it.
Do you remember your rain gear? There's a cold front that's supposed to come in around noon.
Rain? I didn't realize there was going to be rain. Maybe I should go grab that.
Are you sure you have enough with you?
Yeah, I totally got this. I even have a snack.
Do you even know what trail we're taking?
Honestly, I don't really know. Maybe you're right. I should probably go look at that.
Yeah, maybe we should go inside and check out the maps until we're prepared a little bit better. We can always go tomorrow.
No matter the length of your outing, be sure to plan ahead and prepare. Have maps and knowledge of park and local rules, check the weather, and be sure to have the right gear. You can always ask the land manager if you're not sure how to prepare properly.
But what about a sleeping pad and a bivvy and water filter and poles?
Those are all great things to have. Part of Principle 1 is actually making sure you know what kind of area you're going into and if any specialized gear is needed. Principle number 2, travel and camp on durable surfaces. Where should you hike?
I always thought you had to hike on marked trails, like those on the park map with signs or blazes.
I usually stay on the trail, but sometimes I bushwhack. Also, I sometimes cut switchbacks, but it's okay because I'm just one person. I hike through the mud, not around it, so I don't widen the trail.
Durable surfaces are areas of land where you can walk, hike, bike, run, or camp and not significantly impact the environment. A big part of this is staying on designated trails and in established camping areas.
I'll be fine.
Stop! I need you to think about what you're about to do.
Well, I was going to go see that cool rock down there.
Don't you realize that the waters are swift and dangerous? Not to mention the falls?
The water goes right upstream. It's fine. See? Upstream.
Don't you realize there are 2 waterfalls downstream? Not to mention that you should just, in general, stay on the trails and durable surfaces. They were built by professionals to minimize environmental impact.
I never thought about that. My brother and I always go off trail, so I'll make sure to tell him. Thanks.
You probably shouldn't cut switchbacks anymore and only stay on designated trails.
So what are some examples of durable surfaces?
Durable surfaces include snow, some grasses, ice, rocks, water, and wood chips. Principle number 3, dispose of waste properly. What does pack in, pack out mean?
It means you shouldn't leave any garbage on the ground, and if you have any, you need to put it into your pack.
Also, it means anything you take into the woods with you, you take out.
Yes, if you do pack it out, be mindful of taking it with you when you leave. Also, this includes things like orange peels, which even take 6 months to degrade naturally. Also, keep in mind where you're going to the bathroom.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm pooping. Can I get a little privacy?
You do realize that you're literally 2 feet off the trail.
I guess I could have gone up a little further.
It's recommended that you go to the bathroom at least 200 feet away from water resources, the trail, and campsites. Also, it's not something that everyone really wants to see.
But what do I do now? Do I go on a rock?
Not exactly. It's best to dig a cat hole, which is at least 6 to 8 inches deep. And always bring a trowel in case nature calls. The other key thing is to remember to bury your toilet paper or pack it out with you. And don't touch your poop with the trowel.
The more you know. But what if I have to pee?
Same rules as pooping, but no cat hole.
Wow, thanks for the info. I'm gonna go poop in the woods now.
Principle number 4, leave what you find. Why shouldn't we carve into trees?
That's just obvious. It's ugly. Nobody cares that you loved Linda in 1987.
But isn't it bad for the tree?
Carving trees makes a tree more susceptible to infection or infestation from invasive species. It also takes away from the experience of other visitors.
Hello, friend. What are you doing?
I'm trying to take home a souvenir, but this dang tree won't budge.
That's a neat idea, but there are better ways to take souvenirs. You could just take a picture instead. It's easier, and then it doesn't harm the environment.
But how am I harming the
the environment. It's one branch.
But if everybody took one branch, then the tree would die. This way, if you take pictures or something easy like that, you're not harming the environment and you're leaving something behind for new people.
Ah, I see.
Whether it's a historical artifact or plant matter, make sure to always leave what you find.
Principle number 5, minimize campfire impact. What's the best way to build a fire?
With your hands. No, but really, usually my family and I build this really big bonfire wherever we feel like it, and I don't think that's right.
I use this really cool high-tech stove.
A stove is a great way to cook outdoors and is always the best choice. If you must make a campfire, make sure you follow park or area rules, stay in designated fire areas, and be aware of environmental impacts.
While campfires are fun and a classic part of camping, they can create lasting environmental issues. If the area you are in has a grill, circle, firing, or other designated areas for fires, use that. Only use local wood to stop the spread of invasive species like the emerald ash borer. Make sure to keep the fire small and manageable. When you're ready to finish, be sure to burn the wood completely to ashes. Allow them to cool completely and then put the ashes in a designated ash bin. And remember to check local ordinances.
Principle number 6, respect the wildlife. What should you do if you see an animal?
I just admire them from a distance. I have a huge log of species I've seen that I keep.
I usually just take a picture.
It's incredibly important to respect the space, habits, and habitat of our wildlife friends.
View wildlife from a distance. Binoculars are a great option to use to still get that up-close look. You can take photographs of animals, but never disturb an animal to get the best shot. Secure your food and trash properly to avoid unintentional feeding of the wildlife. Abide by park rules and use bear bags or cans as necessary. And of course, no matter what size of the animal, never feed or pet them. All animals have specialized diets, and interacting with humans and our food can be detrimental to their health. If you want to take your dog on a trip with you, make sure to leash your pet. No matter how well behaved they are, the presence of a dog may disturb wildlife or other visitors. Check park and local regulations for rules about where Fido is welcome, and always clean up after them. Certain animals have sensitive time periods or seasons due to mating, nesting, or other times where interference could cause intense disturbances. Know what type of fauna are in the area and what areas to avoid accordingly.
Principle 7, be considerate to other visitors. What's your favorite way to enjoy nature?
I really like jogging on my local rail trail, and I've gone paddleboarding once, but mostly I like to go to programming to really learn from the experts.
How am I supposed to pick a favorite? I love peak bagging, bouldering, cross-country skiing, fishing, and ice climbing.
Both of you guys have the right to use the lands, and it's really important to respect others while doing so.
Remember that people are trying to enjoy the outdoors and want to hear the sounds of nature. Try to avoid any excessive noise. It's best to use headphones instead of a speaker when enjoying music. In general, be kind and respectful to all visitors.
What are the 7 principles of Leave No Trace?
The 7 principles of Leave No Trace are: plan ahead and prepare, travel and camp on durable surfaces, dispose of waste properly, leave what you find, minimize campfire impacts, respect wildlife, and be considerate to other visitors.
And that's it, folks. However you choose to enjoy New York State's lands, make sure you're remembering to leave no trace.